Hey y'all, it's a favorite Armadillo Lord here, and I decided to have a bit more fun than usual for the Twitch stream, and I turned this video by creating a few Applin farms, as Applin is one of my favorite Pokemon from Galar. So here's how I went about creating my Applin farms. In order to get my precious Applin, I needed Pokemon to headbutt trees in order to find the little dragon. However, it turns out the trees that players grow do not seem to offer the little Pokemon from Headbutt, so now I gotta try my luck in the forest. Thankfully, the world-generated trees do have Pokemon that drop when Headbutt is used against them, but unfortunately I didn't find the Applin in this one, so I have to keep looking. During my search, I came across a Heracross and decided to catch the precious fighting bug, getting another powerful Pokemon to my collection. My search for Applin took me deeper into the forest, as I hoped this area would help me find my little Applin. The search was put on pause as a ghost decided to rudely disturb me, in which I'd quickly dispatched it, as the ghosts are always level 21 as of this version, and my Pokemon easily eclipsed that level. After a long time of giving my Pokemon a major concussion from all the headbutting, I finally found my precious little Applin, and now I have to catch the little dragon. Thankfully, I didn't have to do another tedious search and give my Pokemon a more severe concussion, as I caught the Applin, and now it's time to breed the heck out of this little dragon. In order for Applin to do the necessary business, I needed to find a habitat that Applin would be happy to call home. At first, Applin seemed very happy where I placed it within the forest, and thought this would be a good place to build its pen. So I start working my first Applin farm, where I believe that my Applin would be very comfortable in. Once the farm was done, I dropped off Applin and thought some eggs were going to be made while I was doing other tasks. Such tasks include replenishing my apricorn inventory so that I could make some more Pokeballs to replace the ones I used up for my last stream. Once I returned from that task, I was pretty annoyed to see that my Applin was now unhappy in the pen that I specifically created for it. Now I need to find what I can do to make her happy. So now I'm dropping her off in different locations to see what will make Applin happy enough to create some eggs. For my second attempt, I thought the trees in the pen would make Applin more comfortable, so I created a pen with a decent amount of trees and as a way to use as a natural fence. Seeing how Dratini absolutely hates this area, I'm trying to see if Chikorita will be a better partner for my Applin to create some offspring. And yet, not only is Applin still unhappy, but also Chikorita is unhappy as well. So now I gotta go back to the drawing board and make these two happy and willing to do some loving. They then appear to be happy when they're very close to trees, so I wonder if they have to be right next to the tree in order to make them happy. Well, I finally figured out that tall grass will make Applin happy and decided to plant grass in the pen to try to make her and her companion comfortable. With the tall grass planted, Applin is finally happy, and with that, I got a new idea for a pen. Still believing that Dratini is a good enough lover, the coastline seems to be where Dratini is happy, so I worked to create a third pen for both of the little dragons to be happy in. With the pen completed, I worked to add a little more grass so I can guarantee Applin's happiness and willingness to invite Dratini into town. I then decided to do some more exploring while I leave the forest lovers to do their job and create me some more Applins for my empty pen. During my exploration, I caught up a Blossom and will have to find some use for the Pokemon. When I returned, they finally did their job, and now I have eggs that will hatch to my future Applin. While trying to hatch the eggs, I re-encountered the Dragonite that got angry at me for saving a Dratini egg and decided to deal with the Grumpy Dragon. Once I made a path to the angry Dragonite, it charges at me and engages me in combat with an angry power boost. However, the angry power boost was too much for me as Dragonite took out all my Pokemon and I had to escape to my last safe place. So I decided to switch up my team as I get my Metagross back in order to aid me against Dragonite. It then turns out that Dragonite is now docile, no longer has an anger power boost, it's still injured from our previous clash, and now makes this an easy capture. Even after all of this, the eggs have yet to hatch, so I get to work on creating another pen for my Applins, as you can never have enough Applin farms. Checking up on my original Applin, I discovered it has an item to give me, and it's a sweet apple, so this will be used to evolve an Applin I deem worthy to become my Appleton. And finally, after all that waiting and walking, my eggs hatched into Applins that will serve my farm well by giving me more eggs to hatch into more Applins and keep this cycle going. With more Applins in hand, I decided to go give some love to my first Applin pen and drop off the little dragons as well as Blossom to help produce more seeds that'll grow more tall grass. While waiting for my Applins to produce more, I have another Applin hatching while I'm collecting more seeds for their pens and to guarantee their happiness. During my checkup of the Applin farm, I made a small mistake as the dragon I had dropped off in the pen was female and thus created Dratini eggs, and now I had two future Dratini to deal with. So I decided to take the eggs with me and get them to hatch. Hopefully they'll be male and help me with the production of more Applin. Once the eggs were with me, I started to improve the pens by planting seeds to grow the tall grass that the Applins love. During my harvesting, the eggs finally hatched, and unfortunately both of the Dratinis were female, so I dumped them off on the beach and went back to more important tasks of growing and maintaining my Applin farm. I then remembered my abandoned tree pen and decided to finish it up so it can be another producer of my precious Applins. Once I completed the abandoned pen, I dropped off Chikorita again and started planting seeds to grow tall grass to make the potential lovers happy to produce more Applin eggs. I then dropped off more more Applin and one female Applin to help accelerate the growth of my newly completed pen. However, like many farmers, I have an annoying activist, and mine is in the form of a Prelude that's angry at me for trying to provide a good life and beneficial relationship with my Applin and other Pokemon. And like its human counterparts, I easily dispatch of the annoying Prelude and go back to making my Applin and other Pokemon happy. After all my hard work and many trials and errors trying to make Applin happy, I was able to see the fruits of my labor with the successful Applin farm producing items and eggs. Just look at all these Applins I've brought into this world to produce items and more Applins for me. I truly think I did a good job in creating a small Applin farm. And things off, I had one lucky Applin climb up the ladder as I gave it a sweet apple to evolve into one of my favorite Pokemon from Galar, Appleton, my precious plump apple pie dragon. And that just about wraps up this video on how I create an effective Applin farm. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitch to see my progress live as well as other gaming content I feel like playing, and hopefully I'll see you next time.